how's everyone doing? Alright, we have 4 viewers, so that's more than usual at this point. Mic a bit closer. So we're going to be watching the market during the FOMC meeting. Hopefully I can also figure out how to put the meeting up next to the chart. But we'll see if they come out with interest rates at 2 today or 2:30. You know, sometimes they release the interest rates at 2:30. I mean at 2 instead of waiting for 2:30. But we can jump into the charts now. You don't have to wait for that necessarily, and just see what's going on. So what we've been looking at, the support and resistance level, for a few times, right? We said that this is going to be at least you're going to have some interest in this area. Whether or not it acts as a support and resistance, kind of dependent on what's going on in the rest of the markets. But yeah, we're going to have high volume in this area. As you can see, resistance broke through with normal volume, support. You came with a high volume candle, support, breakthrough with big volume, and now we're coming into it once again. And it seems like we were working above it and closing below it roughly. So I wouldn't necessarily take a position though before this meeting, just because they always will flash it. At like when pretty much like either at 2 or at 2:30, you're gonna see big moves both ways, and you won't get caught on the wrong end of the stick. That's the thing. So I wouldn't take a position just yet, but if it was conventional times and we didn't have a meeting on it yet, it's probably a decent short. But we're gonna wait and see. What are you guys looking at? Any coins you're all looking at? You can see what happened overnight with Ethereum BTC. I'm curious about what happened with that. Okay, so above the point of control again. We seem to be coming into this, and this would be your bearish order block. I will be making a video on order blocks. I think I'm going to do volume profile first, but there's your bearish order block, because you see right here, you broke your bullish market structure when you close below this line, this low, and this candle is the last green candle before the market structure break, so, or before the move down that broke the market structure break. So this is your bearish order block. All right. Look for Ethereum as well. All the markets are having a nice move up today, which is interesting. Okay. So I was expecting it to come down, fill this imbalance, and then come back up. The only reason why I thought it would come back down before it went back up was simply just because of the FOMC meeting. I thought we'd have more of like a trap situation to the downside, the FOMC meeting, and then maybe we shoot back up, but it seems to be playing out the other way, so it might actually tell how the meeting is going to go. Seems like we were playing to the upside first, possibly trap, and then moving to the downside. This right here, I was waiting, I thought it would go down and then up, but I was expecting this to be the resistance at 509. It seems to be doing so, at least on the 4 hour. Let's look at the 1 hour. Yep, wicked above it, close below it, no problem. This is just the last value area low of that previous range. So I was just expecting, and we also had the bearish order block, which I explained in the other stream. So I was expecting it to come back to this level, hold it as support and resistance line, and we seem to be doing that even on lower time frames, right? We had notable volume into the area, not much volume above it. Volume brought us below, and now we're holding it as resistance. Once again, I wouldn't necessarily take a position right before this huge meeting, because they're going to wick it both ways, most likely. But if it was a normal day, this would be a beautiful short position. Play out perfectly. Let me just see if I can pull up the... See. All right. Is anyone there? Hey, what coins are you guys looking at today? I know you're trying to trade something. Because we're all addicts. Unless you actually have really good self-control. Or things to do, like I did. Self-control, just had things to do. Ooh, so, alright. Ethereum Classic is actually doing stuff. Which is quite interesting. We can look at this on the daily chart. This is a decent looking chart. Very interesting. I guess we can take the fibs from this high to this low. And we're at the 786 there. There you go. We could also we could treat this more kind of as a range. I'd be hesitant to take this as a range, quite honestly. It does respect the levels well, so that's at least a good sign. We respect the value very high, very well, the POC somewhat well. Not really very, very low, but when we have these kind of BART patterns, I don't even want to say BART patterns, but you understand the idea. We have a huge impulse move down, sideways, huge impulse move up. Typically, for me, fib levels work very well, but volume profiles, for whatever reason, just don't typically work out. But for this one, it seems to be working out fairly well. Yeah. I'm just hesitant to say it's a good short position just because of the meeting. But if it was a normal day, this would be, everything's setting up perfectly. So typically we like to go the opposite direction. So I don't think this meeting is going to go too well, honestly, but we'll find out. Oh, I should have put bum. If you're in the chat, you're moderating my channel. Can you make a poll, please, of what basis point people think the Fed's going to increase by? Because to be quite honest with you, I just don't know how to do that on YouTube. Looks actually like the Ethereum Classic. Alright, so everything is at least moving. Beforehand, we got 18 minutes before the meeting. See, we're holding a 382 Fibonacci right now. Oh, I guess actually, you actually have three things: the 382, the range, or the move. Sorry, not the range. The move, bearish order block, and also the value very high. So you had a decent amount. No resistance. Let's see, what are the rate predictions? Usually I want to look at the big banks have predictions. Let's see what everyone's expecting. Not what I want. Not what I want again. Oh, there was a website that showed like all the forecasts. That sounds good to me. Come on. This is not, well, yeah, this isn't the website, but it's is this even, okay. yield. That's quite interesting, at least. Divergences of yields on saving accounts. Synchrony is a big bank, though, so that's not like... I don't know why I put them last. I guess, yeah, this is deceiving. It's alphabetical order, but your brain wants to think that this one's like the most important. It's like, well, that has such a big divergence, but Synchrony Bank's probably at least rivals Discovery Banks. Till 2018. So are we gonna have predictions, or are we just gonna... You can tell me what the big banks are? Fed probability. Ah, we got probability. Okay. Fed funds future rate probability of future rate changes. Up by least. Alright. So everyone's basically expecting a 75 basis point. Not as much as a 1% or 100 basis points. Alright. So hopefully it's not 75, so we can at least just make a clear decision of wasn't expected, or you know, hopefully it's not like 50 basis points and it's in the middle. I'm confused. That was actually quite an interesting article. I'd rather see what, there was some source that showed you like which actual, all the big banks' actual, forecasts, but, I enjoy this, even though it was quite a little deceiving. I enjoy that. So I'll add it to my favorites, yeah, for next time. Alright. Price isn't moving too crazy just yet. This is more of like just we're gonna chill together type of a stream and just watch what happens. You know, I kind of just did my quick analysis, but kind of just more of less like a watch party type of a situation. I'm not We have 5 people in the chat. Come on, give me something. Talk about your day. I'm bored. Well, are all you guys just here to see my targets? I mean, I guess we can come all the way up to this order block, which is fine. No problem. 7 viewers. Oh my. Well, I guess I can do my Bitcoin analysis again once again, which is, if it was a normal day, it would look like a great short. You know, just this support and resistance level we've been watching. Do you have any divergences building up here? Small time frames. We do have bearish divergence. RSI. So, it's just so hard to not take positions on these days because they set up this same thing every. Hello, Grogu. It's the same thing every day. Where or every day, I shouldn't say every day, every time, where it's they have these set up so perfectly right before the meeting. It's like I take them. It's just wicked. It's like, so annoying. Good afternoon. I like that profile picture. Is that your dog? But you just inverted the colors. So what we've concluded, I don't know when more people came in, but what we've concluded is basically a lot of people are just expecting 75 basis points. So if it was 75 basis points, toss a coin. If it's 50 basis points, we're going up. It's a 100 basis points, 1 percentage point, we're going down. And down hard. Yeah. What else moved? We have 10 minutes, so I guess we could just do like a few more coins. But other than Ethereum Classic, it's nice to see Ethereum Classic actually doing stuff. ENS. Gotta zoom out to the daily for all of these. We're doing TA on this one. Might have been, because this is the value. All right, I think we did TA on this one the other day, and what I said was that we're gonna come back to this value area high and continue up, and it seems that that's what's going on. Because I don't usually look at all coins honestly, so this seems like I marked this out specifically just to see if it's gonna continue upside. We're testing its previous range highs right here. I guess we just got above it on the 1 minute. Yeah, it just wicked above it just to take like, I guess, all these little stops. Where are we going to next after this though? This huge impulse move to the downside. Yeah, we have the 382 right over there, so after you break out, you get all the breakout traders trapped, and you come back and you just stop them all out. Not necessarily starting a downtrend, but just you have this untested daily level right there too. Actually, you also have one right here. That's kind of that's tested, but it is a daily level. Show me the money. Hello, Crypto One. Good to see you here. If you're watching right now, there's a lot more people now than there usually is. Maybe it will even jump up. I know it's only 5 viewers, but usually it's only 2 or 3. I know it might jump up during the meeting, but if you have something you want me to make a video on, tell me in the chat, because I will take that as a suggestion and definitely try my best to make it. I have an idea of the order I want to go in, but if there's something you're confused about right now and I can just like clarify it sooner, that'd be good. What do I want to do? What do I want to do? Usually, I get my news the fastest from Twitter on my phone, so we'll look up Fed interest rate. Come on. Alright. A few more minutes and hopefully we'll get some news. And hopefully we can take a position. Because it's really hard not to when things are setting up this nicely. We look at Bitcoin dominance. We don't usually do that on here. We haven't done that yet. Ooh. It's a nice drop. Alright, see, just consolidating within this range. I kind of treat all these indices as like shitcoins. So yeah, you broke this range right here, but I'm still gonna call it a range. It's not. Looking pretty good, honestly. Oh, I guess you're actually in this whole macro range from 2018. Jesus. Tap it. I mean, yeah, we haven't seen this upside in a long time. March 2021. We'll be here at this point. So, come back to this point of control. I guess once we break out of this little range, you come back to like 63. That's going to be probably a real drop. I hope we see 100 basis point increase. I don't know. I don't think so, honestly. I think you're probably going to see a 75 basis points. My just pure guess is 75 basis points. And B pump. I mean, we could look at the SPX too. God knows what I have marked on this. You've managed to fill this gap. I just... I just want to see more of a trap situation, because everyone's just so... I know someone is always going to be, like, some people are always going to be bullish, some people are always going to be bearish. And it's like, well, these people, but like, everyone's just so bearish at this point. Everyone's expecting a recession, that if they just ripped it up to like these levels and tore it back down, I mean, even on the weekly, you kind of do for like, you have volatility contracting, TDI pointed up, you kind of do for a little bit of a relief rally, whatever you want to call it. Like, I mean, probably more like this, and then, you know, September, October, you knock it down. I agree on the 75, but I really want to see 100. Yeah, I know. We want big moves. That's what I was kind of saying before, is like, everyone's expecting 75 points, but, so if we get 75 points, it's, you're undecided about where you're going to go. If you get 100, you know you're going to go. You're going straight to the downside. So it'd be nice, but. Account risk management would be a good video topic, including more in-depth about leverage and... Okay, that sounds good. Thank you for the suggestion. I actually was not really planning on making a video about that at all. So, I appreciate it. Thank you. I mean, my previous job included a lot of risk management, and I worked with people in the risk. I didn't work with the people, but I worked on some of the work in the risk on the risk team. So I'd probably make a whole series about that, but I think it would be too in depth I think at some point it just becomes like, yeah, I'm not a hedge fund. I'm just managing a few $1,000s. It's still a lot of money, but it's not. It's different. Thank you for the suggestion. I will definitely take it. All right, 2 o'clock. Let's see. Let's go back to Ethereum. Do we have any news yet? Ooh, we're pumping. See, this is why I didn't want to take the short position. We're coming back up. I'll go to 1 hour. We're coming right back up into the top of the order block, though. If anybody has... I realize that there's a more personal issue that varies individually from there. Yeah. It's definitely important for trading. So I think I will definitely make a 75 basis points. Fed raises interest rates with 75 basis points. Alright. So, we're in limbo land again. I didn't think they were going to do the 1 point. It's not congruent with this cycle. So, 75 basis points and up seems reasonable to me. When I say up, I mean, like, over the next few weeks. I don't mean next few days. I just like to get different perspective on it. Most people don't talk about it. Yeah, it's definitely a big aspect of inconsistency. It's definitely a skill. I think a part of that comes into play. We're just pumping. Alright, well, missed that move. Pumping to the top of the order block, though. All notable volume candles. I just don't see how 75 basis points can be interpreted in the bearish narrative, honestly. It's just everyone has been so doom and gloom that you kind of have to Alright. We're pumping. We're pumping big time. We'll see if the 182 provides some resistance. You also have some, like, you have no volume in these areas right here. There. Maybe even on the 15-minute chart. Nope, it's just going. You have volume there, support resistance there, support resistance there. Let's see. Little volume there. This is big support and resistance zone. So maybe, big maybe, some shorts here. Not financial advice at all. I am not taking it. I'm just saying in my head because I don't like to trade these things anymore. Like events like this. I'm just like I don't like to trade events, especially when everyone's expecting 75 and we got 75. And we got 1,000. I would short. Or 100 basis points. I would short, but or even 50. I would long, but yeah. All right. So the 182 held is that. That's just to be expected. You're gonna have some limit orders there anyway. People taking profit. Let's see how high we can go. So far, a lot of volume in this. Move up. What did Ethereum Classic do? Did we how far, why did we go? We break out of that range? No, not yet. Not yet. So close. We broke past the 786. ENS, where'd that end up? 382. There you go. There you go. Next stop will be this daily support and resistance at 16.29, so we can get back above it. So maybe did we? Yeah, we actually broke out of this range right here finally. 382. So maybe we can come back, hold this as support, and then continue to the upside. Maybe we'll see. That would be nice. That would be a nice, easy play, but. I mean, he hasn't even started speaking yet. And when he starts speaking, that's when, for whatever reason, things get even crazier. Just got a notification from Bybit that Bit soars above the 30-day high. Bit's dead. Oh my god. That thing fell. I won't even look at the chart. You can look at it for yourself. That thing fell off a cliff. I think Bybit just stopped buying it, honestly. They were buying it every month. Alright. Hello everyone. We're just starting. I see like the view counts keep on going back up and down. Just looking at some coins. We did some TA before, so it was nice to see that our levels were getting hit. So let's just see what else happens. I'm not taking any positions. Nothing like that. Nothing like that. Okay. Anybody have coins you guys were looking at? Anything interesting? How's USDT? USDTD. Oh my, took a hit. I want to go to 15%. Has not gone to 15%, so that's okay. We haven't really retested this high, previous high, so maybe that's where we're going, and then we can shoot back up to 15%. Zcash. Do we even do TA and Zcash? I don't think we did. No. We've been doing TA though on audio. That's been like our altcoin that we've been doing it on. So where'd that go? I looked at it a little bit before, honestly. Okay, so we broke out of the range, come back up. Came to the previous high, resistance, broke out. This was our previous range. Actually, I could probably go like that, just over that to get a better look. Oh, again, that was also our value area low. We changed a bit. So value low, that was previous high. Resistance broke through with high volume. Now we're covering this high volume candle, coming into this block resistance, support and resistance, so more or less. There's a lot of interest in this area. And yeah. So if you caught the short at this top and just took some profit at the range lows, that was a good 15% without leverage. So sup Grogu. Marcos. Market makers all coordinate this. They set their trades, take profits, and place their shorts. And now they take a profit on those. Yeah. I think most likely we can get a move to the downside anytime soon. I'm not taking any positions. Once again, I'm not taking positions before a meeting. To everyone that is watching, if you want to join our Discord server, link is in the description below. It's completely free and everything. We did a lot of good traders in there. It's becoming a lot more active recently, which is really cool to see. So thank you guys. Thank you guys. You guys have been in there for quite some time and have been helping us out with that. So if you're watching and you aren't in that Discord and you like to trade, just come check us out. You can always leave. Yeah. So Ethereum came up to this level. My paper shortened ahead that when we were up here, I was like, oh, I'll go short. But I didn't actually go short. I just, in my head, I was like, okay, short here. Just doing fairly well. We'll probably come back and retest this 382, maybe even like down here. So this resistance level and then maybe a little bounce. So if you haven't already heard, 75 basis points is what the Fed increased their interest rates by, which is what everyone was expecting. So either way is fair play now. SPX looking pretty good, honestly. We don't have any. We don't have any differences just yet. Gold. It's doing also pretty well. Oh, came into I haven't even really looked at gold too much recently. But came into this huge wick. And filled it. Wow. TA works. So hopefully we can get back up above this value. We can reclaim this value area low and then continue to the upside. Looking pretty good. Pretty good. Interesting to see that gold is now correlating with the rest of the markets. QQQ. Doing pretty good too. I guess this was like short time frame. Everything is platinum. I don't even know why I have that on the list, but everything's pumping. Looks. This might continue for some time, honestly. But you should be aware that there is also the GDP data tomorrow, and technically, in order for the U.S. to be in recession, like by textbook definition, you have to have 2 negative GDP measurements 2 quarters in a row. So last quarter was negative, I think it was like negative 1.6%. was the final number, because they always change it. They change it 3 times. But so this, if the GDP comes out tomorrow negative, we are, by textbook definition, in a recession. The U.S. Does that mean much of anything? That's for you to decide, I guess. Like, is it a problem if you don't say it's a problem? Because we're measuring back the whole quarter, so it's not like people aren't already feeling the effects of it. It's like we're just actualizing the problem. Realizing the problem, maybe. But the markets will have an effect. No matter what the number is, positive, negative, 0, the markets will do something. And let me just check my phone to see what time that is, just so you're all aware. Alright, J Powell's going to be speaking in 15 minutes, our boy. Oh, cool. Thank you for joining our server. I guess my announcement works. Tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern time, New York time. So I know there are a lot of international friends. We have a lot of international friends. So change that to whatever an hour before the NY usually opens. So that should help you. So just be wary of that. Okay. Let's see if we get any whipsaw action. This hasn't been too crazy yet. We've had one big move up and just been a little too calm. You know, usually we play both sides. Nothing too bad. Nothing too bad. This is actually crazy. Why did it even pump? Because the way I look at it is, if you looked at the probability distribution of what people were expecting at least a 75 basis points. Like, pretty consistently, that was like 100% sure of. And then people were expecting 100 basis points. I think what we looked at was 23%. But 50 basis point height rake wasn't there. So if you think about it, like, I think this is fake pump. I think this could definitely be a trap move. Like I said, you know, if it was a normal day with no meaning, I would probably, well, before even this move up, I probably would take a short. But we had to move up because of the announcement, so I probably would have taken a short. But there's a meeting in 13 minutes. I'm not gonna risk that because I know what can happen. But going back to what I was saying is that, like, the because the real expected isn't 75 and it really isn't 100. It's somewhere in between times the probabilities. If you know about statistics, it's basically your expected result. You times 75 times the probability that things can happen plus 100 times the probability that things going to happen, and there's your actual expectation. Yeah. So because 75 is below the expectation, now you're going to pump. If that makes any sense at all. If not, you can just ignore me. Statistics, I don't know. You have a mu in your name and as your profile picture, so I assume you know something about math. Or maybe that means something in else that I'm not sure about. I'm by no means know much about literature, so maybe that else connection. Maybe I'm just making a fool of myself. But yeah, this is actually really boring. This was not what I was expecting at all. I was expecting at least, I don't know, maybe in 10 minutes we'll whipsaw. Is anybody in a position? Did anybody short that top already? Just curious. I'm not. We have 9 viewers. This is like the most. I guess gotta start streaming events more often. 8 viewers. The moment I say that. People just. I'll just go back. I like looking at Ethereum better, honestly. I just think it. One, it's easier to trade. Two, I just think it has a better, like, just indicator of how the market as a whole is doing. Yeah, you see, we've broken out of this at least. This big bear short block, wicked above, closed above. Then we 182 Fibonacci level held as resistance. as well as like you know, you can see just coming back in the 50-minute chart, like high volume, support, resistance, high volume, high volume, high volume. Like it's a pretty high interest area. 10 minutes till the meeting starts, and he'll say some BS that doesn't actually matter, and the market will react to it. I guess I will just say, like, repeat myself. If you're not already in our Discord, link is in the description. It is completely free. There's a lot of good traders in there. It's been becoming more active, which is great. So go join. 1575. If the meeting starts in 9 minutes and nothing happens, that'll be amazing. So I guess after this high is broken, we're looking just for like the range highs at like 1633 basically. Then after that, I guess we should probably actually mark off stuff. Yeah, right here. 1710 of 1633. You know, you break out of it. Oh, that's not even range highs. I mean, technically your range highs are 1664. If you break 1664, 1710 is next level. I believe this is a macro weekly level that like all the way back from I don't even know, like 2018 or something, 2019. But God damn it. I thought this was gonna be interesting. Cleared my calendar for nothing. I'll just play with my Legos. Frick. I guess while we wait, it's also a good time to tell you about if you're already trading on Bybit and you want decreased fees, leave a link down below for 30% all your fees, maker, taker, everything like that. So might as well use it. Just make an new account through the link and you'll get decreased fees and that'll save you some money. Full transparency, yes, we make money off it too, but if you're already, like, you know, you're getting a benefit as well, so I don't really feel too weird promoting it, because you are getting decreased fees. And this is boring as frick. Okay, we got 5 minutes left. Just gotta wait this one out. I guess what I can do, let me just actually quickly, I'm just going to quickly hide the screen. This looks like, yeah, I mean, yeah, usually these things are a trap move. But I'm not taking any positions this time. I'm just gonna pull up the Fed meeting. I did not prepare to stream. I don't want all my stuff. I don't know what browsers will show, so just showing. Gonna put the screen capture back on, and hopefully you all can hear the Fomc live stream. Maybe there's some just music playing right now. Hopefully it's also not blaring over me. But we will listen to what JPow has to say, even though it doesn't matter, and see how the market reacts to it. I got a smartwatch, and this thing always like buzzes every single notification I have on my phone. I don't know how to change the settings. It's quite, it can be a little annoying sometimes, but it's nice to have it, like, I guess, with texts and stuff. Can you all hear the music in the background? Can someone, Crypto Bum, can you, Crypto Hideout, Crypto Bum, can you tell me? It's nice music. Oh, alright, we're finally getting a bit of a move up. Let's see if we can come to this range high. It makes it sound very peaceful while the American economy is falling apart. It's like everything's okay. Maybe now you can hear the music? Yeah. Yeah, I think we can hear it now. It's like the Titanic. Oh, 1 minute. Let's see if he's on time. I never would have guessed that you were a Pink Floyd fan. I do kind of like Pink Floyd, but Bum, this is also the Ethereum symbol. You're really slacking on your name there. You should be a crypto geek, can you not? No, but I do like Pink Floyd. You can guess my favorite album, then I don't know. Just guess my favorite album. I'll let you know. Is he gonna speak? Oh, there he is. Oh, he's not there yet. There's his podium. Looked like Pink Floyd when it sold it. Yeah, it's the Ethereum chart. Oh no, is the screen capture kind of wishy-washy? That's right. All we have to do is hear him though. Yeah, I think Streamlabs is having a tough time.
Good afternoon.
Oh my god.
My colleagues and I are strongly committed to bringing inflation back down, and we're moving expeditiously to do so.
Can you hear the
We
stream?
have both the tools we need and the resolve it will take to restore price stability on behalf of American families and businesses. The economy and the country have been through a lot over the past 2.5 years and have proved resilient. It is essential that we bring inflation down to our 2% goal if we are to have a sustained period of strong labor market conditions that benefit all. From the standpoint of our congressional mandate to promote maximum employment and price stability, the current picture is plain to see. The labor market is extremely tight, and inflation is much too high. Against this backdrop, today the Fomc raised its policy interest rate by 0.75 of a percentage point and anticipates that ongoing increases in the target range for the federal funds rate will be appropriate. In addition, we are continuing the process of significantly reducing the size of our balance sheet. And I'll have more to say about today's monetary policy actions after briefly reviewing economic developments. Recent indicators of spending and production have softened. Growth in consumer spending has slowed significantly, in part reflecting lower real disposable income and tighter financial conditions. Activity in the housing sector has weakened, in part reflecting higher mortgage rates. And after a strong increase in the first quarter, business fixed investment also looks to have declined in the second quarter. Despite these developments, the labor market has remained extremely tight, with the unemployment rate near a 50-year low, job vacancies near historical highs, and wage growth elevated. Over the past 3 months, employment rose by an average of 375,000 jobs per month, down from the average pace seen earlier in the year, but still robust. Improvements in labor market conditions have been widespread, including for workers at the lower end of the wage distribution, as well as for African Americans and Hispanics. Labor demand is very strong, while labor supply remains subdued, with the labor force participation rate little changed since January. Overall, the continued strength of the labor market suggests that underlying aggregate demand remains solid. Inflation remains well above our longer-run goal of 2%. Over the 12 months ending in May, total PCE prices rose 6.3%, excluding the volatile food and energy categories. Core PCE prices rose 4.7%.
You see how he's talking about the PCE and not the
June, the
CPI?
12-month change in the consumer price index came in
Because the
above
CPI is just a
expectations
trap.
at 9.1%, and the change in the core CPI was 5.9%. Notwithstanding the recent slowdown in overall economic activity, aggregate demand appears to remain strong. Supply constraints have been larger and longer lasting than anticipated, and price pressures are evident across a broad range of goods and services. Although prices for some commodities have turned down recently, the earlier surge in prices of crude oil and other commodities that resulted from Russia's war on Ukraine has boosted prices for gasoline and food, creating additional upward pressure on inflation. The Fed's monetary policy actions are guided by our mandate to promote maximum employment and stable prices for the American people. My colleagues and I are acutely aware that high inflation imposes significant hardship, especially on those least able to meet the higher costs of essentials like food, housing, and transportation. We are highly attentive to the risks high inflation poses to both sides of our mandate, and we're strongly committed to returning inflation to our 2% objective. At today's meeting, the committee raised the target range for the federal funds rate by 0.75 of a percentage point, bringing the target range to 2.25% to 2.5%. And we're continuing the process of significantly reducing the size of our balance sheet, which plays an important role in firming the stance of monetary policy.
That might actually dump the market.
Over coming months, we will be looking for compelling evidence that inflation is moving down, consistent with inflation returning to 2%. We anticipate that ongoing increases in the target range for the federal funds rate will be appropriate. The pace of those increases will continue to depend on the incoming data and evolving outlook for the economy. Today's increase is in the target range is the second 75 basis point increase in as many meetings. While another unusually large increase could be appropriate at our next meeting, that is a decision that will depend on the data we get between now and then. We will continue to make our decisions meeting by meeting and communicate our thinking as clearly as possible.
Right.
As the stance of monetary policy tightens further, it likely will become appropriate to slow the pace of increases while we assess how our cumulative policy adjustments are affecting the economy and inflation. Our overarching focus is using our tools to bring demand into better balance with supply in order to bring inflation back down to our 2% goal and to keep longer-term inflation expectations well anchored. Making appropriate monetary policy in this uncertain environment requires a recognition that the economy often evolves in unexpected ways. Inflation has obviously surprised to the upside over the past year, and further surprises could be in store. We therefore will need to be nimble in responding to incoming data and the evolving outlook. And we will strive to avoid adding uncertainty in what is already an extraordinarily challenging and uncertain time. We are highly attentive to inflation risks and determined to take the measures necessary to return inflation to our 2% longer-run goal. This process is likely to involve a period of below-trend economic growth and some softening in labor market conditions. But such outcomes are likely necessary to restore price stability.
So all I hear is it's going to happen next meeting. So the idea of like 75 basis points up seems pretty much
We understand that our actions affect communities, families,
set
and businesses
now.
across the country. Everything we do is in service to our public mission. We at the Fed will do everything we can to achieve our maximum employment and price stability goals. Thank you. I look forward to your questions.
Start with Rachel.
Hi, Chair Powell. Thanks for taking our questions. Rachel Siegel from The Washington Post. I'm wondering if you can walk us through your thinking around the decision not to go for a full percentage point increase. We saw a ramp up after the May CPI report came in hotter than usual, and then obviously the June figure did too. Was there any discussion of a stronger hike at this meeting? Yeah, thank you.
Sure. So we did judge that a 75 basis point increase was the right magnitude in light of the data and in the context of the ongoing increases in the policy rate that we've been making. I'd say that we wouldn't hesitate to make an even larger move than we did today if the committee were to conclude that were appropriate. That was not the case at this meeting. There was very broad support for the move that we made. You mentioned the June meeting. We had said many times that we were prepared to move more aggressively if inflation continued to disappoint. And that's why we did move to a more aggressive pace at the June meeting, as we said we would do. At this meeting, we continued at that more aggressive pace as inflation has continued to disappoint in the form of the June CPI reading.
Thank you so much for taking our questions. Colby Smith with the Financial Times. As the committee considers the policy path forward, how will it weigh the expected decline in headline inflation, which might come as a result of the drop in commodity prices, against the fact that we are likely to see some persistence in core readings in particular? And given that potential tension and signs of any kind of activity weakening here, how has the committee's thinking changed on how far into restrictive territory rates might need to go?
So I guess I'd start by saying we've been saying we would move expeditiously to get to the range of neutral, and I think we've done that now. We're at 225 to 2.5, and that's right in the range of what we think is neutral. So the question is, how are we thinking about the path forward? So one thing that hasn't changed is that it won't change is that our focus is going to continue to be on using our tools to bring demand back into better balance with supply in order to bring inflation back down. That'll continue to be our overarching focus. We also said that we expect ongoing rate hikes will be appropriate and that we'll make decisions meeting by meeting. So what are we going to be looking at? We'll be looking at the incoming data, as I mentioned, and that'll start with economic activity. Are we seeing the slowdown in economic?
All right. So I can't listen to him talk. He gives me a fucking headache. basically, what I deduct from that, if anybody actually cares, is it's 75 basis points because they're going to see how it works out. And he said that there's going to be possibly unusually high interest rates in the previous, not in the previous, but in the upcoming meeting. So I don't see why we don't pump. Yeah, when we're pumping, we broke above. So the slight summer reversal to the upside, and then bog it back down in September-ish. Seems to be playing out pretty well. Like, it's the narrative. I thought it was either going to completely just be not flat, but range or do a slight reversal. And when I say slight, like, you can trade it, but compared to this, it's a slight reversal. So I don't see a reason why this particular news is bearish. Tomorrow, once again, the GDP data can be very devastating. Alright, guys. So I think I'm going to cut it soon. Maybe give it just a few more minutes. Because the price is actually moving for once. But yeah, we'll see. We'll see how high this can go. Let's see if we can break out of this more resistance zone. Maybe try for this range high. But this is actually quite. I was expecting like some really big moves. And reversal, or are we heading back down? What time frame are we talking about, Marcos? I think that's probably the biggest question. Is like, what time frame are you talking about? We talk about the daily, or we talk about 15-minute? Because honestly, the 15-minute is pretty ambiguous for me. This was so far quite a boring FOMC meeting, price action wise. I was expecting like some big moves. We can like have some like a lot of things to talk about, but it just came up to a resistance zone, rejected. Now it seems to be breaking out a little bit. They knew I was streaming, so they want to make it boring. They want to make it a bad stream. I'm on 50-minute XRP. Alright, that's something to look at. We can look at the XRP chart. I enjoy XRP. And Marco, since you just joined our Discord, we have coin rolls, which like you pick your favorite coin, and we do have XRP, so make sure to oh, okay. Maybe we should have been watching XRP this whole time. It's actually been a quite interesting coin to look at. So what I would do, I just want to take it from the higher time frame, see what's going on, and then we can evaluate this. Yeah, so I just want to look at the higher time frame just to see if there's any levels we're coming into, and then I can get into this a bit more. Yes, we are range bound by this high, this low, and this high. You can see we like came down to very low, came to this high, rejected. So really, long-term wise, I'm looking for just like a retest, because we broke out with with high volume. So I just want like a retest of this value area high. Is there any divergence in building? No divergence in building. Yeah, really, I mean, honestly, this could probably get hit, like, 35, 580. Is basically what I'm looking at for that. Yeah, no problem. Could it reverse? Of course. But, I mean, I could pull our fibs as well. From, I would say, this high to this high. Does anything line up with that? Not really. Maybe on the 4-hour chart. Maybe we pull the actual whole swing. Yeah, still not really, honestly. So, you don't have too much to go off of. You do have this untested, I mean, the value area high should be enough confluence because you have so much, volume coming into this thing. We also have this untested 4-hour. But, yeah, coming up to this, recovering this candle, and then, if it rejects, of course. It doesn't have to reject. I don't know if it's going to reject or not, but if it rejects, then it's mostly going to go down to the downside, so. Yeah. Pretty easy place. So, 35 there, and then back down. Yeah, I think that's probably the most likely answer. Assuming it rejects. Like, if it comes up to this level and blows through it, then obviously it won't. So I'd be looking on, like, typically, I do, honestly, like, with value areas, I don't know what type of, like, you seem to be doing lower time frames. So I would, I hope you're also using lower leverage. 35. Yeah, it makes sense, yeah. But usually I typically like higher time frames to like, wick above, close below. So I would refrain from using the 1 minute for that. Or, just be wary of that. So yeah, 35, 580 seems to be where we're probably headed for XRP. We still do have the rest of the session left. We can take a look at, maybe we didn't take a look at it out. I apologize for my dog barking in the background. I don't know if you can hear. We didn't fill this gap completely, so maybe this is where we're headed. Likes to build gaps in the zone. So maybe we're headed back to here. That seems likely. Yes, I am. I used to do 1 minute and 5 minute, but now I'm using 1 hour for it. Yeah, that seems to be like a trend I see with a lot of traders. Like we always will, like a lot of people I think start in the 15-minute, and then they learn more, and then they go back, then they go down, and then they learn more, and then they go up. It's like the opposite. Like you're like, oh wait, I shouldn't be looking at every single little thing. Bump it back up. So yeah, I think I'm gonna end it here though, guys. So hopefully, I answered everyone's questions. Thank you all for tuning in. That was a really good stream. I thought it was a good stream. Once again, if you're trading on Bybit, I know a lot of you guys are trading on Bybit. We have like a decreased fees. We have a link for if you make an account through that link, you get 30% off all your fees, make or taker, so that can help you save some money. If you are not already in our Discord, it's completely free. Discord link is in the description. There are a lot of good traders. Come hang out with us. Come chat. If you don't like it, just leave. Just have to say hi. And subscribe. I going to be making a lot more videos. I try to stream every weekday. Realistically, there's going to be a few days where I can't, but make sure to subscribe. Yeah, thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day.